Last night we had quite a severe thunderstorm and it rained a lot, and now the temperature dropped and it is quite cold and dark and wet and foggy out. So it kind of feels like autumn, which is in my favor because autumn is my favorite season. Also, I don't like summer that much because I'm not good with the heat and the sun, so I'm not mad about the weather and I'm gladly staying inside because I do have some things I want to work on. Also, yesterday evening I had to make a kind of sad decision regarding my knitting projects. This is the zip-up sweater that I am currently working on, and that is kind of boring me to death. And I tried it on yesterday. Actually, let me try it on now. This is it. I think the overall fit doesn't have like a real problem, but I have to be honest with myself, and this zipper is way too small because this is the open stay and I wanted the collar to lay flat like it does now, but way bigger. And the other problem is when I close it, it is uncomfortably tight and I won't wear it like this. So this was a lot of work because it is knit with 3 centimeter needles. The zipper would need to be like double the length, down to here maybe, to have like the look that I originally wanted. So I decided to frog it, which is annoying, and I probably won't start it again soon. First it was boring, then it was annoying, and now it is disappointing, and I feel like I need to work on something else. But yeah, this is quite a sad state. Because I was so bored with this one, I started something new, which is this t-shirt, and it looks great, but I heavily underestimated the amount of yarn that I have. So this is the second ball out of 3 that I have, and it's almost gone. You can already see the cardboard, so I won't be able to do a t-shirt with this amount of yarn. Maybe tank top, but I have to unravel this as well. So I'm going to do that now. I'm kind of in a knitting slump right now because all the projects that I started these past weeks turned out to be somehow problematic for me. And it just wasn't really fun. The only thing that is like working out is a pair of socks, like the standard classic pair of socks that I always knit. I made a lot of them so far, so it's not this new learning experience or something. It's just something that I do because I also like to have these type of socks to wear in winter. Yeah, I have to kind of think about a new project that will be safe enough to make sure that it works out and it doesn't give me more headache that I already have. And that is also exciting enough to bring back my love for knitting. So that's the mission for now. So I started a new knitting project, and this is how much I've got so far, which is not a lot. I had to wind the yarn into a 4-ply because this is a cone that is originally used in machine knitting, which I got from my mother because she used to machine knit quite a lot, and she has a lot of leftover yarn from that. So I chose this really beautiful rusty dark brown reddish color, and I wound it up into a 4-ply because this is really thin. This is just, I think this is maybe even thinner than lace weight, I don't really know. But I am planning to make a cardigan. The stitches look really clean and even, so I really hope this will get me out of this uninspirational time of knitting, and I hope I will get my knitting spark back. But so far I'm really enjoying working with this yarn and with this color, and also I just love the material. This is 100% merino wool, a very soft one. Also, I got a little parcel today, and I actually got this. So if you've seen last week's video, you know that I've been waiting for this book for many weeks, and the tracking said it was lost in shipping, so I requested a refund that I already got. So now it finally has arrived, which is lovely because last week I bought a copy of the German translation because I didn't think this would still being shipped to me, but apparently it was. So now I have 2 copies of this book. I will gift the other one to someone else because I love this cover. So here's an update on the knitting that I've been doing. It's going really well. I'm having the time of my life. After these kind of annoying and boring projects that were also disappointing because they didn't really work out, I feel like this is giving me back my knitting life. And I don't think I ever made something that has this kind of even structure. This looks like machine knit. The only thing I have to be cautious is because it is only 4 strands held together, I have to make sure that I pick up each strand and get all of them on the needle, but it isn't as hard as it might seem. I was a bit worried about that. I'm doing the same construction that I did for the white t-shirt that I frogged yesterday. It's rolling up all the time, but here I have these slanted edges with the increases, and this is going to be the back. Originally I thought I would make a cardigan, but now I feel more drawn towards a sweater. Also because I can knit some parts of it in the round, which is much more enjoyable for me than knitting flat. So that's what I'm going to do. So it's again doctor's appointment day, but I have some time to kill in the car, so I'm reading. I listened to the audiobook for most of it, but I just grabbed this to take with me because I was in a bit of a hurry. I'm going to do that, and after my appointment I'm going to go to a thrift store, and tomorrow I have another doctor's appointment, and I can go to 2 other thrift stores. So some kind of thrifting heavy week this week, but I'm excited because I haven't been thrifting that much these last weeks. It is really bright here because I parked in front of this white wall. I can't really see much. Maybe I should just put on my glasses. That's much better. Yeah, I'm spending my waiting time in the car because it is too much to get outside and deal with the world, so I'm hiding here in front of my white wall. I also painted my nails, which is a rare occasion because the smell makes me really dizzy, but it is kind of worth it because it looks really pretty. So yeah. behind me in this direction. You can see the Alps if there's clear weather. You can't see them today, and I haven't seen them in quite some time. And because I grew up here and I grew up with this kind of view, I developed this kind of irrational fear that one day the Alps would disappear and I wouldn't notice because I would just blame the weather for weeks. And it's kind of a funny fear. It's not really real. It doesn't really affect my life, but I feel like it's a uncomfortable thought. It's kind of like if you read The Wall by Marlene Haushofer. It's kind of the opposite of that. It's not a wall appearing overnight, but already existing kind of wall disappearing overnight. So that's something I think about. Another kind of funny irrational fear is that I wake up one day and my dog has doubled, and I wouldn't notice at first. Same with this one, because she would, for example, lay in her bed and sleep there, and then at the same time walk into the room, and I would hear these little chippy tappy steps and wouldn't think anything of it, and just think, oh, there she goes, and realize much later that there's two dogs now. So never happened, probably will never happen, but I feel like my brain makes up these kind of stories, and sometimes they are a bit scary. I found two feathers today because every time I see feathers on the ground I pick them up, and today I kind of hit the jackpot because I found two really beautiful ones. So I think this one belonged to a woodpecker, and this one I don't know the name in English, but in German it is called Eichelheer, and it has this really striking blue pattern on it. I don't know what to do with them yet, but I collect them and categorize them. Quick little reading update. I finished the whole Neapolitan Quartet by Elena Ferrante over a week ago now, and it was really good. There's a reason why it is considered one of the most important literary pieces we have right now, so I feel like that's true. It's really good, and it's really different from a lot of other things that I read so far. Is 4 books with each like I think 500 to 600 pages, and I kind of paced through them. It got a bit intense to live in this world for weeks and not read anything else. I did listen to an audiobook while reading them, which is The Idiot by Elif Batuman, and this was amazing. I loved it. I also think the audiobook is really good. I think she reads it herself, if I'm not mistaken. It's funny in a really subtle and also kind of sad way. It is also really weird. Like the characters, all of them are really weird, but in a way where I feel seen and I feel like accepted into these type of personalities. So that was nice. Currently I'm still reading Jean-Henri Fabre. He was a French entomologist, and so he wrote a lot, but these are some interesting excerpts from his complete work, which is in French originally, so this is a German translation, and I think there are 2 books to this, and I also have the second one. And it is really interesting if you are interested in insects, which I am. It is quite entertaining, actually, even though it is more of a scientific non-fiction book. I'm also reading On the Calculation of Volume, the first book. This is a series, and I don't have the other books yet, but I will probably get them one day. And it is by a Danish author. Her name is Solveig Ball. I don't speak Danish. I do speak a bit Swedish actually, but I'm not sure how to pronounce her last name. I do like the general idea of this, and also the play with time and how time is perceived and how different timelines can interfere with each other. and that is really interesting. It is rather slow paced. There's not a lot happening, but it is quite... It does turn a few screws in your head with the given plot. I don't want to spoil too much. I enjoy reading it. It is also not very long. I just parked my car on top of a hill so I can have lunch with a view, because I brought my own lunch. I am on my way to my second doctor's appointment this week, and I already went to one thrift store and I found some really good things. I also have my homemade gooseberry lemonade with me. So I'm back from my little thrifting adventures, and I wanted to show the things that I found. First, this pair of shorts. I'm pretty confident they are vintage, so I'm always looking for true vintage pieces because I think they're better quality. Then I also found this original English flat cap. I've wanted a flat cap for quite some time because I think it is just so cute. There is no tag in this about the material, but since it is original English, which I can tell by this brand tag, Original Stanton, I researched this, and this is an English brand, and the feel also gives it away. I'm pretty confident this is 100% wool because they usually are made with wool. So, and then I found this book. It is by the author Benjamin Myers. I think he's a British author, and I read The Offing by him, which I really enjoyed, so I thought I would pick this up. And also it looks pretty, and I do judge a book by its cover. It's one of my favorite things to do. If I'm not mistaken, these are short stories. Little tank top. It is good quality, it is 100% cotton. Then I found this striped long sleeve shirt, which is also 100% cotton. It is just black and white. Then I also found this striped shirt. I really like these warm toned brownish colors. 50% cotton and 50% tensile, so which is also plant derived. Then I have a piece that I'm a bit unsure about. It is this cardigan. And I think it is just really fun with the colors and the pattern, and it gives a bit of whimsy, I think. This is also 100% cotton. This is a bit of a daring item for me. Sometimes I have to take risks and be a bit experimental. With the next piece, this is also a kind of experimental piece because it is a nightgown, and I don't usually wear nightgowns. I'm a pyjama type of person, but this was just so pretty. Look at this. It is long. There's this tie, like you can adjust the neckline. And I just thought this is so romantic and cute. I don't really know if I'm going to wear this. The fun thing about living in Germany and shopping for vintage clothes is you can tell how old an item is if there's this mark on it that it's made in Western Germany. So that's what happened here. You can always tell that it has been produced before '89. And the last clothing item I found in this thrift store is kind of my highlight. and it is this robe with this really amazing fabric. It is 100% viscose, so that is good. It is just this really dramatic looking classic morning robe. Actually, I've been looking for something like this, and I was overjoyed when I found this. It is also made in Western Germany. This thing is just amazing. I love it so much. So in the same thrift store, I also found 3 books. First is Vladimir Nabokov Mashenka. I never read anything by Nabokov because so many people recommended reading Lolita, and I was kind of appalled by the plot and like this whole girls being underage and sexualized thing. And I don't really know what is happening in here, but I thought maybe I'll give it a try and see for myself if I like it or if it's actually appalling. So I also think this is a really nice design. This is also really old because the price on it is in Deutsche Mark. Then I found this book, which is called in German Die Welt vor den Fenstern von Tatjana von der Beek. And I never heard anything about this. I just thought the cover looked interesting. The story is about a family that lives pretty reclused in the woods, and one of the daughters tries to find out what's going on in the world outside. So it kind of sounded like it could be something that I'm interested in, so I picked it up. And the last book is by Kurt Tucholsky. It is called Schloss Gripsholm, and I read Rheinsberg by Tucholsky, and I thought it was just really cute and romantic, quick little romantic read, and I think this one is quite similar. The last thrift store I went to, it was exclusively for clothes, so I just picked up one sweater, which is this one. It's a brown wool turtleneck sweater. This is something really classic for me. I do have a lot of wool sweater and a lot of turtleneck sweater. So I do also have this brown mock neck wool sweater that I'm wearing right now, but it's a different shade of brown, and it's a different shape of neck, and this is completely different. But yeah, it's a men's sweater. It is quite oversized on me, and it does have a few tiny little holes that I need to mend, but that's not an issue for me. I actually like mending. This was all I got. It's quite a lot. I don't do these types of shopping sprees often because I don't have the money for it, and also I don't need so many things, but I also love things because I'm a material girl deep down in my heart. I actually forgot something. In the second thrift store I also found bed sheets, which is actually amazing because I went to IKEA a few weeks back and I saw these white and like a lightish green gingham pattern bed sheets, and I really wanted them, but I don't really need bed sheets right now, and I also don't want to spend like 25 euros on bed sheets. But yesterday when I saw these in the thrift store for 5 euros, I thought maybe I can fulfill this dream of having white and green patterned bed sheets. So these are the bed sheets I got. They are striped. I'm not fixed on the gingham pattern. I just wanted these colors. And they are like the exact colors, just striped, and amazing. So this also made me really happy. I am going to wash all of this stuff before I use it or before I wear it. That's my current thrifting knowledge and wisdom I can share.